Public schools in 2023. Come on down for the third grade curriculum. Stay for the indoctrination. And what do we have here? More secrets being kept from by the teachers from the parents. Like, check this. 6,000 U.S. public schools hide child's gender status from parents. Why? Is that something that should be patently obvious from their kids? Like, if you send Susie to school, you think that she should come back home at the end of the day. You send Bobby to class, he's coming back at the end of the day. Maybe with, some busted knuckles. Depends on who says the right things and who doesn't. Well, what do they teach in classes anymore? Oh, it's just all, whenever you peek still from inside of any of these classrooms, like, I got a couple of movie posters. Still need something for right there. Like when it's Christmas, I like to have the wreath that's there, but there's a couple of other things that I would like to have there. I want to replace that movie poster because Skyfall's great, but Daniel Craig's a bit of a bitch. But, I got, different movie posters, a real legitimate badass football player back when, football players used to be badasses, and Ronnie Lott. I got a Mike Tyson Punch-Out signed poster. I got a couple of other things around the little makeshift studio as well. I got my soundboards and all that stuff, but none of them are shaped like a pride flag, Black Lives Matter fist, none of that stuff, because that's what's inside your modern public schools today. Nothing nearly as cool, because all of the stuff that I have behind me, far too controversial. Didn't you know Mike Tyson is a rapist? Ronnie Lott with his toxic masculinity coming back onto the field after he had a finger severed during a play. Can't be having any of that stuff. And they said they just need to leave the drugs to the blacks. And the Godfather can't be having that. And, well, Daniel Craig, the guy who likes to peruse gay bars, that'd probably be acceptable. Yeah, it's just pride flags and propaganda. That's all you're getting in the public school system. There's no saving it. All you can do is the institution I'm talking about here. Don't get it twisted. Burn it all down. More than 3.2 million U.S. public school students are covered by guidance that blocks parents from knowing whether their child identifies as a different gender in the classroom, which could become federal policy if President Biden's Title IX proposals are approved in May. Of course they are. Title IX, man. Oh, it's just the women have equal opportunity at scholarships. It fucking ruined the college sports landscape. Like, let's keep it a buck. Like, why do bitches have, field hockey scholarships? Oh, because the men have football programs. Okay, bitches, we'll just get better at playing football, and then you'd have, equal opportunity. You can still get on the main, or you can get on to the men's basketball team if you're good enough. Oh wait, I think it's self-explanatory. At least 168 districts governing 5,904 schools nationwide that have rules on the books that prevent faculty and staff from disclosing to parents a student's gender status without the student's permission. Yeah, that sounds great. Fantastic, according to a list compiled by the conservative group Parents Defending Education. Well, you should have been defending education. Now you're just trying to claw it back. Worthlessly, of course, and especially if it's a conservative group. What have conservatives actually conserved over the past 20, 30 years? I'll wait, but we'll be here for a very long time. I'll run out of memory on my computer by the time that we have any semblance of an answer. Gene Hackman will be dead by the time that we get an answer. And shared with the Post, the 3,268,752 students affected by such policies go to class in all kinds of districts, large and small, affluent and poor, rural and urban. That's not a word. Urban and rural, red and blue, stretching from North Kakalaki to Alaska. That's a doggone far way. The non-comprehensive list includes two of the largest districts in the county, Chicago Public Schools, of course it does, and Los Angeles Unified School District. Consider me shocked. Along with other jurisdictions like DC Public Schools, of course, Baltimore City Public Schools, 75%, can't be wrong. San Francisco United School District, Portland Public Schools, and Seattle Public Schools. Is anybody shocked by any inclusion on that list? No? Okay. Districts in deep blue university towns, Berkeley and Palo Alto, California, New Haven, Connecticut, Iowa City, Iowa, I think that was a little redundant, but okay, Ann Arbor, Michigan, Hanover, New Hampshire, Durham, North Carolina, Madison, Wisconsin, appear on the list, as do 11 districts in deep red Idaho, 16 in purple Pennsylvania, Purple, the only thing purple about Pennsylvania is the inside of John Fetterman's cranium, and 7 in Virginia, where Republican Glenn Youngkin was elected in 2021 as part of a platform of giving parents a bigger say in the children's education. So some of those places will be fighting tooth and nail if these proposals, which likely will get passed in May. It'll be interesting to see who makes moves appropriately, because you've got Connecticut. Yeah, that's off. Iowa would be interesting. That'd be a good bellwether. Wisconsin, interesting. New Hampshire, that'd be tough as well. And then Virginia, well, let's see if Glenn puts his money where his mouth is, because he got elected on those issues. Is he going to follow through? But there's a rare sight right there. Not just the classroom getting along, but a male teacher? What? But that could be a student as well. So who actually knows? I know he looks like he's in his 40s, but that also looks like a high school. 3 New York school districts appear on the list: Buffalo City, Brighton, outside Rochester, and Lake George in the Adirondacks. 9 districts in Jersey, nowhere around where the Sopranos were, I'd imagine, including Fairfield, Garfield, and Tenafly in Bergen County. Nicole Neely, president of Parents Defending Education. It's always what it is, huh? Whenever you get the women riled up, that's when changes end up happening. What a sad fucking state of affairs we have. Told the Post, the list only begins to scratch the surface of what is taking place behind closed doors in American schools. The investigation shows that parental exclusion policies are a problem from coast to coast, and that living in a red state doesn't mean that families are automatically shielded from this issue. Without a doubt, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of others with similar policies on the books. We urge everyone to keep an eye out and to let us know if they find something similar in their backyard. These policies are everywhere and not always written down. Oh my God. They have a Clinton era military don't ask, don't tell policy. Okay, if you identify as a toaster, that's just between you and me. I don't have a list anywhere near as comprehensive as PDE, but given what we've heard from parents, I would assume it is even more widespread than the 6,000 they have documented. In our view, Berg added, Luke Berg of Wisconsin Institute of Law and Liberty, all of these policies violate parents' constitutional rights under the United States Constitution and may possibly be many state constitutions as well. So what you're telling me, you are telling me that Biden is once again trying to intrude on states' rights. It's almost like he can't count to 10, especially in relation to the United States Constitution. No, it's just he wants to rule like a tyrant, even though that's what he was constantly projecting onto Trump. But no, Biden's going to be that breath of fresh air. 50 years in politics can't possibly be corrupt. Despite the legal controversy, the Biden administration proposed new Title IX regulations in July of 2022. Yeah, the government works really fast. That would allow school district employees across America to withhold gender information from parents, setting up a potential battle between the federal government and red states. Why would they want that? I don't understand why they think that keeping anything hidden from parents would be the best course of action. All right, the policies have already prompted legal action in some districts, with opponents spanning the full political spectrum. Yeah, because, okay, that just starts with, we just need to protect trans kids. But where does that stop by keeping information secret? Eventually, we can see down the slippery slope. All you need to do is just take a look at, where we're at right now in regards to that very outdated and very transphobic flag. I mean, come on, you're missing a little triangle with something in it, I'm sure. Because what's today protecting trans kids is just a step along the highway towards ripping kids away from parents and then just putting them into the system wholesale. Like, come on. Last November, a transgender clinical psychologist filed an amicus brief on behalf of conservative law groups suing the school district in Montgomery County, Maryland, which covers some of the Teutonist suburbs of the nation's capital. All right. Psychologist Dr. Erica Anderson, here it is again, said the brief that socially transitioning at schools as a child is a major and potentially life-altering decision that requires parental involvement for many reasons. Yeah, but these kids are just now gender fluid, and we don't have to tell the parents because they wouldn't properly understand, like our experts at the public school district, which spent 4 years at some university accruing hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt in order to get a job that pays them 30 some $1,000 a year. So, they're the best choice when it comes to proper life paths. Great. I don't want to be erased as a transgender person. I don't want anyone's prerogatives or identity to be taken away from them, she told the New York Times in January. Well, when it comes to kids, I would say they don't necessarily have the right to any of that stuff. They're under the guidance of their guardian, their parents, whatever the fuck it is at this point in time. The public school system has no right at all to withhold any of that information. This is the same justification. Oh, you got these nosy parents in here just disrupting the schools by wanting to see what their kids are learning. That was the only good thing to come out of the tyrannical lockdowns. It's like, what are you kids learning? I thought you're supposed to be learning reading, writing, and arithmetic. Why are you identifying what each color on this stupid flag? I don't get it. I'm aligned with people who are willing to advocate for parents. Oh, that's adorable. Bernadette Broyles, there it is again, who runs the conservative child and parental rights campaign, has been equally invested in the legal battle, pushing school districts and gender clinics alike to stop policies that keep parents in the dark. Well, that's very racist. Such guidance, she says, violates parental rights. The privacy is codified in the Family Education Rights and Privacy Act, FERPA, if you will, of 1974, as well as the parents' 14th Amendment right. Privacy rights are held by the parents for the child, not the child against their parents, Broyles told the Washington Free Beacon last year, saying the school administrators and teachers are engaging in intentional obfuscation, driving a wedge between children and parents at a time when children need their parents the most. No. According to the public school system, the children need the system the most because they're just trying to orchestrate how they can properly implement a cradle to the grave policy with the federal government. It's very complicated. Your stupid parents wouldn't understand. Come on now. Broyles is currently representing whistleblower Jamie Reed, a 42-year-old case manager at Washington University Transgender Center in St. Louis. Reed told the Free Press in February that a gender clinic performing morally and medically appalling procedures on children at times without the informed consent of parents. You don't say. The proportion of youth who identify as transgender has doubled. Oh, that seems like just a nice, very believable curve. It has nothing to do with somebody foisting their ideologies onto young, impressionable children from 0.7% to 1.4% since 2017. 5 years. Interesting. According to the reports of the Williams Institute at the UCLA School of Law. But yeah, now those policies have become a lot more pernicious because back in 2017, what exactly was a gender transition surgery? Oh, cool. You want to identify as another sex. Why don't you just wait until after puberty and when you become an adult in order to make that decision? Sounds great. Okay, we'll come back. We'll shake on it then. But now it's like, oh, great. We'll just hook you up with a stylist and a butcher and you'll be ready to go. The fight over so-called parental rights in school transgender issues made national headlines during Youngkin's gubernatorial campaign. This is, old Glenny boy up in Virginia one more time. After a self-described non-binary teacher sexually assaulted 2 teenage girls in a high school bathroom in ritzy Loudoun County. Yes, so many degenerate things happened in Loudoun County. During his first year in office, Youngkin, 56, set about rolling back policies set in place by his predecessor, Democrat Blackface Northam, including allowing students to use bathrooms or play in sports teams that conflict with their biological sex. No, come on. I love to see those monstrosities just beat the brakes off of those female competitors. That's what you guys wanted, right? You wanted a freak show. Well, guess what? We already bought stocks in circus tents, and now you're just trying to fucking rob us of our actualized profits. It's not controversial, Youngkin said in October on CNN. The previous administration had a policy that excluded parents and, in fact, particularly didn't require the involvement of parents. If parents actually wanted their child to be able to change a pronoun on their name or use a bathroom, if parents choose that, then legally that's what the schools will do. Very radical position to have, but it's only happening in some places. But Biden, thinking that he knows everything because I'm a president of the American United States of the UK and I'm an Irishman, man, and I like it when Chuck Schumer walks me to the podium and I know where to go, and oh man, not a set of stairs again, but the guys like to
pee sitting down, and I don't fall down whenever that happens. And if girls, man, you just want to whip out your dick and right in the snow, I like snow, not yellow snow. And the kids would play with my leg hair.
That's the guy who's making these choices. All right, then. I'll just leave it to the parents. I think that's pretty safe and effective policy. Well, I say parents, but we know that it's basically just the single mothers, all of which are very involved with this case. So I would anticipate something probably changing very, very soon. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.